Welcome to the B100% podcast show with the Brett Torino Foundation. We spell B-E-E. Can you guess why?
Why?
Because we actually have a bee farm up here and we make a lot of honey.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
So
so
cool.
a lot of sweetness comes out of this place, right? All right, when you look around, doesn't this look like a 5-star resort?
It does.
We are at Torino Ranch, one of the most heavenly places on earth, literally. So I'm sitting here with a guest, a very special guest. She has been with us how long? How many years?
It's going to be, it's 18 plus years altogether.
18 years since you...
Give or take, yeah.
Wow, you've almost been here as long as I have. Wow, that's crazy. It sounds like we're getting a guest in from out of town. We have helicopters fly up and occasionally land out in our little valley out there to join us. So forgive the interruption, but they'll still hear us as we're talking. So tell everyone your camp name.
My camp name is Red Vine.
And because?
I have a bit of an obsession with red vines, so I'm constantly munching on them, and the campers here will come up to me if they have some to bribe me with them if they want help with anything.
So it's a bribing tool.
Yeah, it's a bribing tool.
Nice.
And I can't say no if they're going to show up with red vines.
Well, I can't imagine that red vines don't have some nutrients and like vitamins in them.
I mean, I could sit there and eat a whole bucket perfectly fine.
A whole bucket. Okay, I love red vines too. I was going to say we share that passion, but I don't know if I could do a whole bucket. Maybe. I guess I
But
could
not the
try.
whole day, yeah. I'll sit there and I'll just munch a whole bucket.
All right. I like the pull-apart ones. Those are my
Okay.
favorite. And so tell us, okay, what brought you to camp first when you first arrived at camp?
When I first arrived,
Well, hang on a second. I'm sorry. They're actually being a little funny. I have no idea who that is. They're going to turn around and they're going to keep circling and make their presence known. I have a feeling this is a good friend of ours and he's just, coming up to do some excitement. Yeah. Okay, good. Okay, so I won't stop because he might do a flyover a couple of times. Oh, it looks like he's trying to land this time. All right. Okay, so I'm sorry to interrupt you. I just want to make sure we hear what you're saying. So tell us about your first time at camp.
So I started when I was 8 years old. So it was 2 years after I was diagnosed with cancer and my liver at age 6. So I've been with NCCF since I was 6 years old, and then started coming up when I was 8 years old. My sisters did as well, and we've grown up here. We've seen it grow. We've grown with a lot of people here. It's good to come back as a volunteer and help out and give that magic back.
Yeah. Wow. So what a story, by the way. And thank you. Wow. Because you truly exude what I think is the epitome of a human, right? Like you had your own experiences, which were challenging. I can't even imagine. And then you take those challenges and you convert them into, giving back and being there for others. Like that's, to me, essential in life. Like that's what life's about. So tell me about your experience as a child here, as a camper first.
As a camper, I loved it. I mean, the most disappointing part growing up was when you got to go home until you're 10 years old and get to stay. Did not like having to go home, and I was excited the next day to come back, and then sad to go home again.
I know.
So the moment I turned 10 and they said you could stay over, so excited to see everything else that they would do afterwards once the little ones go home, and I love it. I love doing everything we do, from the carnivals to the dance to the bonfires and getting to all sit around the fire and just have s'mores and everything. So it's a good time.
And so I think, probably when we look at it, the kids that are younger do go home, probably mostly for the parents.
Yeah, mostly for the parents. I mean, we make sure to send them home pretty much full of sugar so they crash by the time they get home.
So they're keeping the parents up all night anyway, right? That's what they get. It's a little bit of a payback, right? Hey, mom and dad. Yeah. Well, and then so the first year you stayed the night was when you were 10.
When I was 10, yeah.
And tell me about that. Like what made it so much of a better experience?
I mean, just the whole difference of all the activities they do afterwards and the dinner and getting to be able to bond with everybody else a lot more and get to grow that bond with a lot of the friends that I had up here. Yeah. And then just seeing each other grow. And we'd go home and not talk to each other for an entire year. We'd come back and it's like we never left. We just catch up and everything's good. Like we were here the entire time. So it was good. And I loved it. And I still love it now. I mean, I still get excited as a volunteer to come. I barely get any sleep the day before we come back because I'm like, oh my God, I'm so excited. So it's a good time.
What is it like when you come here as a camper and you're facing some serious challenges? And, obviously there's uncertainty. There's got to be concern that you'll be cared for properly. Things that you'll fit in, all the typical things that we experience. But then on top of it, you have these extraordinary things going on physically. Yeah. So what goes through your mind? Like, how do you feel as a child? And I'm asking because, every year we have new campers, right? Mm-hmm. And it's always great to hear. I think the best thing for anyone engaging in anything new is to hear testimony from others who have been through there. So it helps them.
It's different and it's scary at the same time, depending on the age you're at. As a little one, as an 8-year-old, I didn't understand completely everything that was going on. So to me, it was just a fun time to go away, have fun, make friends. When I relapsed and I was 11 years old, I got to come up as camp during remission and stuff. So it was definitely a different ballgame, and it was a lot more on my body because I was still going through remission and everything. So it was a bit harder, but they're so good at making sure you feel involved, that you're being taken care of, that you're taking your medication, Metchat's keeping tabs, make sure that you're good too, that you're staying hydrated. So it's overall, you kind of forget for a minute that you're sick and you're good to be a kid. I mean, there's moments when you have to go take your medicine and you're feeling tired and exhausted, that you remember, but then you kind of go back to being a kid once you feel better and you're having a good time, enjoying the time up here, making friends, eating a lot of good food.
I love hearing that though, because we say that a lot as adults and also as persons who have never had your experience, that, they get to be a kid. But I often wonder, like, do they ever, in a moment while they're here, say to themselves or feel, I'm not challenged with my health at this moment. I'm not sick, And so I wonder, I'm so happy to hear that, honestly, because I always wondered if that was really the case or if, we just want that to be the case, right?
No, definitely the case. I know it is for me. I know it is for a lot of campers up here. And I think that's also why I keep coming back, to give that magic back, because I get to bond with them in that extent in my own way, because I've been through it and I can help them when they're going through certain feelings and they feel like they're not validated feelings, to let them know that they're validated. You're okay to feel that way, and you're okay to want to feel like a kid and normal. And that's what camp's about, to feel kind of normal, to forget you're sick, to enjoy that childhood you have.
Mm-hmm. When you were up here, did you have moments where you really didn't feel well, but you were still comfortable? You know what I mean? Like, yeah. That's good to hear too. Sorry, I'm asking you all these questions to help me process. But I just always want to know that, because I watch all the kids up here and I just, my heart goes out to every single one of them. You guys are the superheroes. And to just really try to make this experience as much as it can be to them, so that they truly do get a break. They get release, they get freedom, they get to just be a kid for a moment, and we want that for their families too when they're up here, for them to feel the same at home. So yeah. So tell me about being a counselor now. How does that work?
So I focus more on doing the activities.
Oh, okay.
So it's a lot easier for them to kind of move me anywhere they need me to hop in around. And it's, for me, I enjoy it more because I get to interact with all the kids. I don't just have a specific age group that I go around with. I get to interact with all of them. Get to see all their faces, get to know them all individually. So it's a good time.
Yeah.
And I love it, and I like seeing them have fun and engaging and making the friends, making the bonds.
Yeah. Have you ever brought friends up or family to volunteer?
I've been trying to. It's just always something up that's going on, that everybody's busy. Definitely trying to. My sisters should hopefully be up next year, and then hopefully we can keep getting the rest of the sisters back up here.
Okay. So now I have a challenge for you. How about this? Give your family or friends that you've tried to recruit a message right now that you feel will help them really understand why this experience is so essential in our lives these days, and in particular now more than ever, right? What would that message be?
It's a great opportunity to make lifelong friends, family, because everybody up here is instantly family. The moment that you meet everybody, rather they're new, as soon as they're new, they get here, they're getting greeted by everybody, and we instantly make them family. And then they leave here and they're like, wow, I can't wait to come back. This was so magical. I've learned so much. My eyes have been opened to so much more, and I even feel like a child. And so many people come up here and even, we'll make a little joke of like, this is for the kids, not for us, but we're also here for us.
Yeah,
because we love it.
Absolutely. No, this is selfish too. Like, I mean it in the best way. I get more fulfillment out of being up here and connecting with, first of all, individuals I've known now for 25 years. And then just like seeing the kids, watching them really, truly just embrace being a child and getting to leave all their challenges behind for a moment. So it's extraordinary. It really is. And I have a bonus. I made probably 4 or 5 of my best, closest friends have come from camp. So it's so cool to me. Like I when I think about that, that means a lot. It means a lot to me.
I mean, it's incredible. I mean, I'm still going through a lot health-wise outside of cancer and everything. And whenever I post about it or something, instantly my camp family's messaging me, hey, you good? Do you need anything? Do you want us to come and check up on you? Let us know.
And where are you at? What's going on with you, if you don't mind sharing?
So after the whole cancer in my liver, I have issues with my common bile duct where my liver just kind of stops working and functioning and processing. So then that puts me in the hospital sometimes with an infection, or they have to clear out my bile ducts because everything just kind of stops working. It's been a lot better recently. I don't go into the hospital as often, but it is still something that I kind of deal with, and it can be a little frustrating, and it definitely puts you back in that kind of spot. But I look forward to everything else going on in life, everything good that's going on, the family I have, the support that I have, coming up to camp every year. I mean, all my friends know as soon as the year starts, all they're going to see on my social media is camp. Camp's coming up. I'm so excited. And they're just like, oh, camp's coming up. You're already going to start talking about it. I'm like, yeah, so you guys better be ready for it, because that's all you're going to hear for the next 6 months or so until I go to camp. And then afterwards, when I'm just putting everything out there of like how fun it was, everything I did, all the pictures I took. So it's a good time.
Red Vine, you are an extraordinary inspiration. So if you were to have a special buzz about you, that exudes positivity and kindness, and you were to, share that with everyone outside of camp, okay, what would that look like? And a buzz is sort of like you're cheering something on. It's something special about you that you share with everyone.
I think it would be the way that I advocate for cancer, for who I am, the big part that is me, and kind of showing a lot of people and trying to get a lot of people that can be a little ignorant to it of what it's really like and how hard it can be on all ends, whether you're the patient, the parent, the extended family, friends, that it doesn't just affect that person, it affects everybody that is included with that person and loves them.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it is. Good for you. Good for you. I mean that. And then how do you help educate people? What does that look like to you? Do you post on social media
I
or
post on social media. I'm always very advocate of letting people know my story and how it's been for me and my family, and sharing my friends and the family that I've made through cancer, because I've made a lot of friends through it too, and our different journeys that we've taken and how different it can be, regardless of it being the same diagnosis. It is different for everybody.
yes, yeah. There's
But
no one size fits all.
no,
Not in
so,
anything in life.
mm,
Yeah. Good for you.
yeah.
I'm so glad to meet you and to know you at a better level, and I'm really thankful that you sat with us and shared. I
Of
mean, I know
course.
sometimes I love when people do share, but a lot of times people choose not to. It just gets hard. So there's phases in life we all go through, right? Yeah. And there's blessings in all of it. It's so hard to understand that sometimes.
Yeah.
And you definitely, you're like this bright light that's just like, yeah, I went through this, but it's not going to define who I am.
Yeah, I mean, I've always told my friends and even newer patients that I've met and them trying to navigate, and sometimes they want to be really negative about it. And I will tell them, well, it's going to depend on you. What road do you want to take?
Yeah.
Do you want to keep thinking negative and make it feel like your entire life is just dark, or think about it positively and help yourself and help others and educate others?
Yeah.
Because there's so many ways you can go about it,
So true.
but that's going to depend on you and how you want to take it.
Good for you.
Mhm.
You truly are beautiful. I mean that. Like, I'm so glad to meet you. Thank
too.
you. Thank you so
too.
much. We have a really special t-shirt for you.
Ooh,
I know.
I'll take
We
it.
give gifts out.
Yay.
All right. Have a beautiful day.
You too. Thank you.